Hey guys, I thought it'd be really cool to put together an overall video for everybody using one of our staff member dogs. So this is Zero, this is Cassandra's dog, and the issues that we were facing with Zero are him being around other dogs and having just overexcitability. So he whines, he pounces, and we don't know how to read him. So I want to walk you through what I did with him and how it can be effective for dogs in our facility and when we see this type of thing. So, we want to observe that the breed plays a role in his overexcitability. He is a husky, he's a male intact husky. So, the monitor on him is the tail. We can observe how excited he is with things with his tail. And the basic exercise I was just doing with him was I'd walk him. If he got too overextended, I'd pop him. I'd tell him no. I would either tell him this way, that way. And you could see these pops here are very clear for him. Another dog enters and we can observe the tail. It's flashing back and forth really, really fast. So his brain is just kind of going into overdrive with the other dog present. I pop him a couple times and just like, hey, we're not going into overdrive right now. And he laid down. That was his choice to lay down. That was a really, really good move on his part, but that just goes to show what boundaries can do for a dog. So also, Cassandra being his person, as she moves in and out of the room, makes him excited as well. So now we're moving back and forth past the other dog, which is my dog Shorty. So now there's different layers of interactions for dogs that get them excited. So the first thing is just seeing another dog. The second thing is another dog moving in their space. So I asked Cass to go give Shorty her typical cue of here. I had told her no originally, but when I released her, she went over there. He laid down again. And then in this moment, I told him good. And I started to move with him. She had already moved once. So I just start to play this game with him of just like, I know the other dog is there, but we're just moving. This was a really tough test I put to him. I asked him to sit with Shorty behind him. And then I asked her to move past behind him. This is a really, really vulnerable state for a lot of dogs, but he seemed to be taking the direction well. So he did stand up at one point, but because it's such a difficult move, I did accept that and just let her move past behind him. But overall, as we start to move through this exercise and I start sending Shorty back and forth in front of him, if you notice his tail, it's not flashing as much now. He is beginning to understand, okay, we are doing this simple exercise. The dog's going to move back and forth. If he goes to do anything else, there's a boundary. So now I transfer him into the back. So this is a sound sensation exercise with him. So again, we can observe his tail is his big tell and also his very cute dancing that he does. But there are certain moments where I just kind of check him and I do it with the leash and I do it with my movement. So again, I'm watching kind of the tail as the indicator for him. And at this point right now, he's with me. So even though he's not looking at me and we've just been kind of flowing through this exercise, when I came around that corner and paused, his tail also paused. He's like, okay, we're being cool. So I told Cass, like, hey, come over here, check this out. Like, he's doing really well. And I do not want to underestimate like his breed. Like if I were to let go of the leash, like, and he started to take off, his brain would go into snowball mode because he is a intact male husky and he would just roll with that punch. He would just like flow through it and go into engage mode. But with direction, he was able to self-regulate. And so I really liked this video, and I really liked that Cass brought him in to work with me, because I know when she walks him, she's like, he'll only walk on the prong. And my initial response with him was going to be to try to put him on the gentle leader to listen, but all I had with him was a slip lead. I just had that basic slip lead. I never gave him any treats. If I did, it was really, really minimal. I don't even remember giving him any treats. But it just goes to show, like, with simple boundary, and I know you guys have seen me go into the areas and be like, hey, cut it out with the dogs, and I can utilize the Stop That Spray. I can utilize body language. It just kind of neutralizes most things with most dogs. There are those difficult dogs we get, and those ones I want you to, send my way. But I just wanted you guys to kind of observe how beautiful it is for a dog and their mindset when they can get it, and when we have that moment where they're like, oh my gosh, like they're just so crazy, and they're just so overdone, and they're just so wound up, and they just keep doing this and they won't stop, and I've tried this. It's that very fine line of when you implement boundaries and how you implement boundaries that can have all the effect in the world on dogs. So I really enjoyed doing this session with Zero. And if you guys as staff members want to bring your dogs in and just get an eval with them, and for me to work with them, I'm so happy to do that. But also I want it to just display to you guys, like, there is, even though Zero is an intact male husky and he may never go into the park, we think about those dogs that go into the park that are just like really kind of losing it. If you can put a leash on them and just have that moment with them, like, hey dude, like, we need to cool it. And if they don't know their basics, such as sit, wait, no, and let's go, then those are the things I want you guys to bring to me. Those are the questions I want you guys to ask, because I can send you guys the footage with Miles, but I know Daniel was in the park with me the day that I brought Miles in, and we did a walk with him in there, and he has serious boundary issues with a multitude of dogs. But it's really, really good footage as far as, when we can have that control of boundaries. And I don't expect you guys to do it with all the dogs that we have, but for the ones that are really problematic, like, if you send them to me and we can help them out with that, it can make all the difference in the world. So anyway, I just was reflecting on this video, and I asked Cass if I could share it with you guys, and she said yes, so that's what I did. And I hope you guys find it valuable, and wherever you're at, I hope you're having a great day, and I will talk to you soon.